Hey, what's up, Guardians? TBL here, coming back at you with some... I almost said Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I'm ready for it. We're just 1 week away and it's already getting into my head. But we are coming back at you with some Destiny Taken King gameplay footage. Got a little bit of Clash mode going on in here, and yep, that's how you know we're playing Destiny, when the connections look as bad as that. Thankfully, that's not the norm. But anyways, we are playing some Clash here. I am using that Raid Pulse Rifle, the Smite of Moraine. I love this thing. It hits like a frickin' truck. Pulse rifles as a whole are in a really good place in the meta right now. Ooh, get these hands, son. But the Smite of Moraine in particular is just a really good pulse. You know, decent rate of fire, decent impact. It's actually a 2-burst kill if you can land all precision hits, which really isn't hard because the stability on this gun is also really good. Overall, just a really solid weapon. And it really has become one of my go-to primaries in the Crucible now, you know, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to not have to run around with a... Ooh! We got a Striker Titan in PvP? I haven't seen one of these since September 2014. Oh man, with that shoulder charge one-hit kill action. But it's kind of nice to, you know, be able to rely on some legendary primaries and not have to waste that exotic slot on, you know, something like the Last Word or Hawkmoon or Thorn. Now I like to run around with, you know, this pulse rifle. Look at that, burning people up. Look at this thing. Such a fantastic gun. And in my secondary slot, I get to rock something else that I really like, the Chaperone, the exotic shotgun. Something a lot of people wrote off once Taken King came out, but I'll tell you what, guys, I love the Chaperone. Although for clarity's sake, in this game I'm using the Silence of Aarn Raid Shotgun and an exotic sword. You guys will see why a little bit later. Ooh, as I come in dropping Nova bombs over Baghdad. But again, yeah, it's nice to, you know, be able to use something different than the standard 3 that we saw in Destiny Year 1. Although, you know, to be fair, pulse rifles are easily the strongest gun class in the meta right now. You're seeing a lot of Red Deaths, a lot of Hawk Saws. That's essentially considered to be one of the top tier guns now, which is kind of funny because it's a high rate of fire weapon. So they're definitely prevalent. But, you know, there's other weapons that you could viably use now. Auto rifles now have a place in the meta. Scout rifles now have a fantastic place in the meta. And hand cannons are kind of sad. They nerfed hand cannons way too hard, but that's a rant for another day. The blanket ammo and range reduction to hand cannons was absolutely unnecessary in my opinion. But anyways, we got that heavy. We're using that exotic sword, hitting that 10-kill streak, and check this out. This is why I like the Boltcaster and why it's easily the best sword for PvP. Ranged attack, baby, and that thing goes across the entire map. Oh, what's that? You think you're safe because you're way over there? Nah, my friend. Nobody is safe when this thing is out. The legendary and exotic swords are so much fun to use in this game, and I switched over to the Boltcaster for this one because I was running one of the Halloween bounties, as you can see here. I had to get sword kills in the Crucible while looking like spooky Crota here. Which, you know, to most people might seem like kind of a nightmare. Getting sword kills isn't exactly the easiest thing, but the Boltcaster is easily the best weapon for the job. And don't you worry, spooky Crota's gonna get the job done. Alright, now speaking of spooky, I hope you guys had yourself a great weekend and a fantastic Halloween. I hope everybody got their fill and their fair share of candy or hot sauce if you go trick-or-treating in Thunder's neighborhood. And I hope you guys just enjoyed your time. I know me personally, I had a pretty good weekend, watched some games, ate some wings, and handed out candy to the kids of the neighborhood. And then of course we had ourselves the Halloween night live stream where Jay and I played some Dying Light. It's actually my first time on the game. I've watched him play it, and it always seemed like a pretty fun game, and I finally got my first chance to run through it and try to survive the night. Definitely an interesting experience. That entire live stream is archived here on the channel. We actually also have a highlight video, so if you don't want to watch the entire thing, we have part 1 of a few of the highlights from it. I think I uploaded that, what, yesterday? Yeah, I think so, and part 2 of that will be coming out soon. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun there. Might have to play that live on stream again sometime soon. Jay keeps trying to get me to do it. Who knows, we'll see. But anyways, this is the start of another wonderful week here on Destiny, and I'm sure we're going to have quite a few surprises in store for us. Now, why do I say that? Because Black Ops 3 is coming out this week, of course. As a matter of fact, we're at the start of a very interesting season for Bungie, with Black Ops 3 coming out this week, and then Fallout 4 coming out next week. Those are 2 absolutely monumental games that are going to definitely have a definitive effect on Bungie's player base. Where do you think you're going, son? Titan Man needs to cut that out as my teammate gives him the hands. Thanks for the assist. But yeah, we've got some very big games coming out within the next couple of days, and Bungie's going to have to do something to keep people on Destiny. We already know they've got a live team that works on console events like the Festival of the Lost. We've also got things like the challenge mode for the raid that have yet to see the light of day. So hopefully the trend of new content continues to trickle out as we move on in the year, and continues to give players an incentive to play Destiny. I know it's certainly going to be kind of hard to manage my time once Friday rolls around and Call of Duty Black Ops 3 hits. I'm one of the suckers who bought that $99 bundle edition that came with the season pass and all the DLC and all that crap, so the game is preloaded and ready to start as soon as Friday morning hits. I hope you guys are ready for that, because I certainly am. Alright, now the last thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about was Trials of Osiris itself. Of course, Trials came back last week, and it's been running all weekend. I've been seeing a lot of people doing it over on Twitch. I watched Holtzman go on a 21-0 streak. That was insane. I watched Tefty Tef do his. When it comes to Trials of Osiris, I'm more of a spectator than a participant. And with that being said, yeah, I still haven't run Trials this week. I don't even know if I will. The lack of elemental weapons at the end of it, it's not really as big of a blow as everybody thought it would be. But personally, I didn't really see any weapons that I, in particular, really wanted to get from it. The adept weapons that you get for going 9-0 only come with an extra perk, and that perk is Last Resort. Which is great, if you're playing Trials of Osiris, and I'm glad it has a perk that specifically helps you in Trials. But other than that, there just wasn't really anything I was too interested in. I mean, the weapons that were dropping were what? The Scout Rifle, the Pulse Rifle, the Auto Rifle, and the Hand Cannon. And while they're all great, Trials usually has some of the best archetypes for gear. There's just nothing really that I wanted. Oh, also, can we have a moment of silence for me? I just double died to supers back-to-back. First a Hammer of Saul, and then a Year 1 Hammer of Saul, the Blade Dance. Just bad luck on that one. But again, I didn't really see anything from Trials that I in particular thought I would want. So for this weekend, I excused myself from the salt and sweat of the Trials of Osiris, even though it looked like it was really fun. The map was Bannerfall, and I am a big fan of Bannerfall. I love sniping along the alleyways there. But I just didn't really feel like running through it. Who knows, maybe I will sometime later today before Trials ends. But I know a ton of you guys ran it. Literally everybody on my friends list was rocking that new exotic trial shader, the Hic Jesse, which is what you get for running 9-0, I do believe. So I know a lot of you guys ran it, and I'd love to hear about it. Did you get something decent from Trials this time around? Some of the armor or some of the weapons. How are your runs? Or are you like me? Did you skip out on it because you ain't about that sweat life? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. And again, who knows, maybe before the end of the day, I'll whip some people together and run it on at least one of my characters. I do hear that the matchmaking is a lot better this time around, that it tries to stick you with people who are near your level of wins and losses. Although from the amount of salt I've been seeing on the Destiny subreddit, people are still cheesing the game. They're still trying to do that network manipulation crap. That's still a thing, but Bungie is apparently taking a very heavy-handed approach to dealing with people who do that sort of thing. As they should, Cheaters ruin the fun for everybody. But alright, that's pretty much it for the gameplay here, guys. I can't believe we lost. Look at that score, 10,060 to 9,985. We literally lost by 1 kill. A little bit salty about that, but it's alright because personally I did pretty well. We did wind up going 32-12. Not too bad for a Destiny gameplay if I do say so myself. And of course, I don't get the legendary, I get 2 strange coins. The loot system is always fantastic. But alright, it's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to let me know your thoughts and ideas in the comment section below. That's going to be it for me now. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty. I gotta go nurse my back. It's a little bit tired from all this carrying.